Good morning, classmates, and also to our beautiful teacher, Mrs. Myla Milundaga. Welcome to our discussion for today. My name is Rica Mae Bagasbas, and the recent reporters have already discussed about the cognitive and metacognitive. So now, our discussion will be focusing on motivational and effective factors. Motivation. So under motivation, it is how the learners push themselves to learn and how they value learning are the concerns of the motivational factors. So in motivation, of course, a teacher do have their best responsibility to motivate their student, but most importantly is that your student must have their own self-motivation. Always remember that motivation is the key to push the students to learn and how they value learning. Pag sinabing motivation, sa Filipino ay paganyak. Ang paganyak ay nangangahulugang ang lakas o himokin ng nararamdaman ng isang tao na gumagawa ng isang bagay. Ang ibig sabihin ay ang motivation ay nagbibigay lakas ng loob sa mga estudyante na mag-aral upang makamit ang kanilang mga natutunan. Ang pinakamahalaga sa lahat ay matutunan ng mag-aaral kung paano nila i-motivate ang kanilang mga sarili. And for effective, this is including the attitude, feelings, and emotion that the learners put into the learning task. It is important to know that attitudes influence achievements. The reason is that attitude influence one's behaviors, inner mood, and before learning. Pag sinabing effective factors, ito ay ang mga saloobin, damdamin at emosyon ng mga mag-aaral sa pagsagot ng gawaing pag-aaral. Motivation. So, in motivation, it is an inner drive that causes and energizes you to do something. It is the strength of the drive toward action. It refers to the initiation, direction, intensity, and persistence of behavior. For example, a student in PE class was unable to master jumping rope, but he chooses to continue trying to jump well during recess. This time on text indicates of high level of motivation towards mastering the activity of jumping rope. Ganun din sa pagtuturo, namomotivate ang guro ng kanyang mga mag-aaral upang handa siyang magturo ng kanyang mga kaalaman. So, it is the process of arousing and sustaining interest in an activity in order to achieve a goal. It is also the creation of a desire on the part of the learner to perform an activity to satisfy a need by Pintich and Shank 2002, as cited in Viga and Pito 2012. So, motivation can strengthen learning and academic achievement in various ways for students. So, ayon nga kay Pintich at Shank na binanggit sa Viga at Pito, ito ay proseso at pagpapanatili ng interes upang makamit ang isang layunin ng paglikha ng isang pagnanais sa bahagi ng mag-aral upang maisagawa at matugunan ang mga pangangailangan nito. Have you been one of the students who participate often in class? Did you enjoy learning and want to do well on test? Or have you been a student went to class because we had to? So you have the very minimum to get to learn. Chances, if you are the first student, you felt motivated, that motivation could have come from your own desire to achieve and from the teacher effort to make class interesting. And on the other hand, if you identify more with the second scenario, chances are you felt, and if you guess it, unmotivated. In your lack of motivation, probably made it harder for you to pay attention, consistently absorb the knowledge you to, and answer the given question given by the teacher. Now, surprisingly, when we are not feeling motivated in school, we get less out of it. That's why teachers and educators do a lot of talking about what techniques they can use to boost their motivation to their students.
Importance of motivation in learning. Motivation is not only important in its own right, it is also an important predictor of learning and achievement. Students who are more motivated to learn persist longer, produce higher quality effort, learn more deeply, and perform better in classes and on in standardized tests. Napakahalaga ng paganyak sa pag-aaral upang mas maging maayos ang pagsasama ng isang guro at mag-aaral. Ito ang nagbibigay daan sa mga mag-aaral upang mas harapin ang hamon sa pag-aaral at sa kanilang buhay at mas madaling makasagot sa mga tanong ng mga guro na hindi iisiping nahihiya sa klase at may lakas ng loob at may sapat na kaalaman.
You can open your book and page 4 lesson 1. So, what and how much are learned are influenced by the learner's motivation. So, motivation to learn is influenced by the individual's emotional states, beliefs, interests, and goals, and habits of thinking. So, motivation plays a very important role in learning. It pertains to an individual's inner drive to do something, accomplish something, pursue a goal, learn, and master a skill, or just discover without necessarily being forced or forced by anyone. The level of one's motivation would also determine the extent of his or her ability to accomplish desired tasks. The way teachers motivate their learners is then crucial to make them actively engage in the learning process. Like what I said, not always from the teacher, but also from the students. If they want to learn and how much you have to share your learnings. And what they learn is still up to them because teacher really give their best to teach to their students. So, motivation to learn is influenced by the individual's emotional state. So, it pertains to an individual's inner drive to do something. So, motivation, ayun nga, hindi lahat kay teacher natin matutunan. Kundi, dapat galing din sa atin bilang mga estudyante. Kung gusto natin matuto at kung gaano kadami. Kasi dapat may sarili tayong mga motivasyon sa buhay at sa pag-aaral upang maging matagumpay. Number 2 is the learner's creativity, higher order thinking, and natural curiosity all contribute to the motivation to learn. This is it. So, the student's background has entered. What will he or she improve before entering school and all others? The most crucial way for us as soon-to-be instructors and mentors to convey the importance of that knowledge or concept to their students. So, learning is more about understanding why students need to learn certain things and how they will utilize those things specifically in their lives. Then, it is about obtaining excellent grades or following rules. Number 3 is acquisition of sophisticated knowledge and skills requires extensive learner's effort and guided practice. The learner's motivation to learn is also partnered by their extended effort. So, teachers facilitate learning opportunities and experiences that encourage learners to exert time and effort and at that time, commitment and enthusiasm toward a task that they have to do and the concept they have to learn. So, it is through the teacher's encouragement that they will have to do tasks with quality and not just for compliance sake. So, actually, in face-to-face classes, students is accomplish activities that are given but then the enthusiasm to finish. Then you can see that they are enjoying themselves even though the classroom is messy. But they are happy because they are able to do the task that given to them by their teacher. So the problems efforts of the student work in tandem with their drive to study. So teachers provide learning opportunities and experiences that inspire students to given their effort, time, commitment, and excitement to a task that they must do or a topic they must learn. The learner's creativity, higher order thinking, and natural curiosity all contribute the motivation to learn. So, two kinds of motivation, the intrinsic motivation and the extrinsic motivation. So, the intrinsic motivation is manifested when an individual engages in an activity or task that personally gratifying. So, intrinsic motivation are as stimulated by tasks of optimal novelty and difficulty, relevant to personal interest, and providing for personal choice and control. So while the extrinsic motivation is its direct opposite, a person engages in a task or activity to earn external rewards or to avoid punishment in some situation. So intrinsic, ito ay tumutukoy sa paggawa ng aktibidad para sa kasiyahan. Pag sinabing intrinsic motivation, ang isang tao ay nauudyo ka ng kumilos ng bukal sa kanilang loob na walang hinihinging kapalit. Kabaliktaran naman ito ng extrinsic. Ang extrinsic, pag sinabing extrinsic, ginagawa ng bagay na nakakaganyak lalo na sa pag-aaral. Ngunit may hinihinging kapalit o gantimpala upang gawin ang isang bagay. So, for example, intrinsic participating in a sport because it's fun and you enjoy. It's rather than doing it to win an award. So, learning a new language, number 2, learning a new language because you like experiencing new things, not because your job requires. So, and in extrinsic, example, being paid to job is an example of extrinsic motivation. You may enjoy spending your day doing something other than work because you need a paycheck to your pay bills. So, experience. Pag sinabing experience, ito ay ang karanasan ng guro sa kanyang mag-aaral na magkaroon ng kasanayan upang makalikha ng ninanais na magandang pagbabago ng mga mag-aaral sa sitwasyong ito. Dapat munang malaman ng mga guro ang mga background at katangian ng kanilang mga mag-aaral nang sa ganun ay maayos ang pagtatalakay ng guro at nakikinig din ang kanyang mga mag-aaral. Ang mga karaniwang karanasan na tinatalakay ng mga guro sa mga seminar at pagsasanay ay nagpapakita ng iba't ibang diskarte na nakita nilang epektibo sa kanilang mga mag-aaral. Ayon nga sa mga karanasan ng guro, mas nagagawa ng mag-aaral ang mga gawain kung magsisikap sila ng mabuti sapagkat ang guro ang siyang gumagabay sa kanyang mag-aaral at minomotivate nila ito upang mas matuto. Pag sinabing extrinsic, ito ay nakakaganyak sa mga mag-aaral lalong-lalo na sa mga elementarya sapagkat ito ay epektibo. Nilalagyan ng guro ng mga bituin ang mga kamay ng mag-aaral ng nasa elementarya upang mas mamotivate sila sa pag-aaral. Ang intrinsic, ito ay nasa high school, senior high school at kolehiyo sapagkat sila ang tinatawag na matured learners. Nagsusumikap sila sa pag-aaral nang walang hinihinging kapalit.